Shh.
You just shush me.
Well, if you guys heard that theme and you recognize it, you know it's going to be a treat tonight. Hi guys, welcome to episode 7 of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Movies about good things, terrible things, and all things bloody. I'm your host Noah with my co-hosts Ryan.
Hey, how's it going?
And Vince.
How are you?
This is our very special belated Easter themed episode.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. It was so random too. Who knew it would end up like that?
This is a film you'd never seen before.
No. So surprise.
Is that the first time this has happened on the show?
This is the first time.
But you thought you'd seen it.
I did thought I'd see it.
No.
I had seen the other one, the other
Bordello of Blood.
Bordello of Blood, which maybe we should do next.
The Dennis Miller classic.
Hey, I'm Dennis Miller. I'm really smarmy and make a lot of witty remarks. Look at my great hair.
Well, it's pretty nice
Democrats are destroying the country.
No, we're not gonna talk about.
Well, that's next week.
Yeah. This week we watched Demon Knight, the '95 classic from the Tales from the Crypt
95 to infinity.
Comic book to TV show to movie.
Film. It's a dynasty of entertainment.
Yeah.
Spanning whole decades.
Mm-hmm. Almost. Well, so did the production of this film. So surprisingly enough,
Is that right?
the script originated in the late '80s sometime. Because it's not based off any of the original EC Comics Tales of the Crypt stuff. It kind of just found its way into the Tales of the Crypt thing. It's like Universal just kind of threw it on there. Because Tales of the Crypt was really popular. They're like, oh, okay, well, this will help boost it.
We'll put the
But
Tales from the Crypt.
it's not completely out of place.
Oh, no, but that's the thing. It fit the... Well, it was supposed to be part of a trilogy they were working on of films, not including Bordello, but...
Ethan Reif and Cyrus Boris.
Screenwriters? Or...
Yeah, and there's one more credit.
Yeah, but then they felt this was moved to the first of the
Bishop.
trilogy because they felt this one really fit the Tales of the Crypt
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
format.
It was a good movie at 93 minutes. You know, not overly long like some other movies we watched, but it could have maybe been like a 45-minute condensed movie, like a long running episode.
Well, that's the thing. I never watched a lot of Tales of the Crypt as a kid, but they didn't do a lot of weird. It was mostly kind of weird morality plays most of the time. It wasn't like super effects heavy.
No, it was more of like a sleazier. What do you call it? Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Where it's like, here's an episode of, don't be a drug dealer.
Yeah,
otherwise
there's
drugs
always a
will
moral.
kill you.
Yeah.
Some nonsense like that.
Mm-hmm.
And with boobs and blood, and which, by the way, in the first 5 minutes of this movie, boobs
And blood.
and blood.
Yeah, and John Larroquette.
what did you call him earlier?
John Scaraquette.
John Scaraquette.
Which is a pun. I'm surprised the Crypt Keeper let past.
Yeah, the Crypt Keeper, as you all should know, loves those puns. And not just puns, but like spooky, gory themed puns.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I wrote more of that. Oh yeah, where they dig up this guy.
Robert Redford.
I wrote that down. Robert Redford and Gory Cooper. It's like some kind of underworld Howard the Duck style thing.
Oh.
Oh my god, I love the Crypt Keeper so much. Like that voice, I don't remember the actor's name, but it doesn't matter because he's
John
the voice.
Kassier or something?
He does the voice, yeah. Well, horror hosts are awesome.
Yeah, from Elvira to
Count Floyd,
or even Rod Serling.
Rod Serling.
Yeah, from the Twilight Zone.
To Fright Night.
Yep, or the Midnight Society from Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yep.
Real Canadian classic. If you haven't seen it, I highly advise downloading all the episodes.
Or what about the guy from the Ed Wood movies?
Oh yeah.
He was like a real life shitty psychic.
Starts with C.
Kreismore?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's like there's a Z in there. No, thinking of somebody else.
Chrysler. He was part of the Chrysler Empire.
That's what I should blame.
Ed Wood helped him buy that building. But who's the true star of this film?
Well, that's a good question. I know Billy Zane got top billing.
That's the true star, my man.
Yeah, Billy Zane.
In Zane in the Membrane.
Yo, listen to your friend Billy Zane. He's a cool dude.
He is a cool dude.
He was super cool in this movie.
Fucking A,
man. He was like ice cold.
Pure machismo, as we'll point out, as the plot goes, multiple instances of just being a pure badass motherfucker. Partially inspired by, I think, Keaton's Beetlejuice in a lot of ways.
Because he's so zany?
He played it in very much like that weird kind of cartoon character, like the characters he plays, the weird like kind of asides.
He definitely did seem like a cartoon character.
The casualness of it too.
But
he's like, oh, come on, guys.
Hey, come on, just give me the key, man.
Yeah. Oh, really? We're gonna do this?
Fuck that.
Yeah, he's not like that menacing everybody.
No,
no.
Gets rid of
there's
his
a few scenes, but...
gets rid of his fucking cowboy outfit in the best.
Yeah, he's like, oh, fuck all this shit.
This hokey pokey bullshit.
Come on, just give me the key. It'd be fucking better if you just gave it to me.
Yeah, he was wearing that duster and a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And just got rid of that real fast. Which I was a little bummed because, let's face it, like, he tried to seduce a lot of people in this movie. To the dark side, not sexually. Although... what's her name?
They're hand in hand when it's Billy Zane.
I guess so. And he made me want to draw my panties. I was watching and I'm like, man, he's really laying it on.
I got man moist.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I'm not speaking for you.
I'm sorry, I wasn't all about that sweet fucking CCH pounder.
There's some good-looking women. There's what's her name, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Doing her
young
great,
Jada.
Yeah, doing her great Tupac
and the girl
impersonation.
played
with her Dennis Rodman hair.
Mm-hmm.
Cordelia the
really
hooker.
slutty girl.
Referring to jizz as guacamole.
Yeah. Is that what it was? Because I actually wrote it down and I was like, what is she talking about guacamole stains? And
get that pussy off the table.
Yeah. And she's like, I was talking about the cat. Or she said, not you or something.
But wait, is it actually like referencing cum stains? Yeah, you got me all...
She's a whore who lives in a fucking... Let's go back. We'll get to the...
Okay,
let's go back to it.
Alright. So, the beginning of the movie, like we said, boobs and blood.
Mm-hmm. In our opening, in our Crypt Keeper intro.
Yes, it was a fake out because it plays like a horror movie. And
they kept the opening of the show, too, which I loved.
Yeah, I did like that too for
one of my favorite intros to a TV show.
Yeah, the one shot into
the house of the Danny Elfman
castle.
Score. Yeah,
Danny Elfman doing it again. And it's a fake out. They're actually filming a horror movie, and it's being directed by
a Crypt Keeper
who turns into CG Crypt Keeper when he's walking.
It's
like
I
weird
thought it was like
animated.
marionette-ish.
It is, but when he's walking, it does look kind of CG.
I think it's just because there's
stop motion.
There was like a green screen, or something like that. So he looked.
First time we actually see him walking around.
Yeah,
he moves. Was this the first Tales from the Crypt movie?
It was.
No,
it
was one from in the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because the only ones I know about there was.
Yeah,
because for years I thought there was only this in Bordello Blood, and there was another one with Tim Curry in like 2006.
It was just called Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, so that's based mostly off the...
It was 72.
The original comic series. Well, this was the first one spurred off from the show.
5 strangers get lost in a crypt and meet the mysterious crypt keeper who tells them stories of how they died. But it's not...
it's not about the comics. Like the...
Well, it's kind of... It's like... But it's like Joan Collins is in it and Peter Cushing, but it doesn't have the
Crypt
Keeper character, like
which
that.
sucks because I always wanted to see the meeting of the Crypt Keeper and Grand Moff Tarkin
because they were stories like each of the people. Yeah, it's an anthology. Yeah. They were stories from.
I love anthology movies.
Mm-hmm.
From the Tales from the Crypt and the Vault of Horror.
Yeah. Well, like I said, horror benefits from anthology because the horror is great when it's condensed.
Yep.
And not a lot to explain, which you can get away with in a small condensed thing. And then when things are too long, it
pokes too many holes.
It pokes too many holes.
Questions.
The endings always suck.
The endings always suck. Okay, so
starting with Zane chasing down, blanking on his name, Die Hard 2, Naked Ninja Guy.
Yeah, I wrote that. He calls himself Mr. Smith at the beginning.
Yeah, but what's the actor's name, though?
Breaker.
Yeah.
Breaker was his character's name.
Breaker, yeah.
I know him as Death from Bogus Journey.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
He's been in so many things. He was the bad guy in
It's
fucking Die Hard 2.
William Sadler.
Sadler, yeah.
Sadler.
Oh, you forgot his name?
I blanked on his
Bill
name.
Sadler.
Bill Sadler.
Bill Sadler.
Billy Sadler.
Billy Sadler.
In so
And
many
Billy
things.
Zane.
He was in Trespass with Bill Paxton.
Shawshank. Green Mile.
That's right, he was in Shawshank. I forgot about that.
Die Hard 2. He was the bad
160
guy.
film credits to his name, and he's still making movies.
Yep.
Yeah, man, he's great. I love Bill Sadler.
Yeah, being Flynn, Blacklist TV series. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's Billy Zane,
Billy
chasing
Zane.
down Billy Sadler.
Billy Sadler.
Yeah, Billy Sadler.
So Billy Sadler pulls over and starts shooting, and Billy Zane just keeps going.
Cool as
And
fuck.
Cool as fuck in that hat still. He's wearing the hat in the car at night. And then one thing I noticed that Billy Sadler couldn't get out of his car. He tried opening his door. It didn't work. He tried opening the passenger door. It didn't work. And I'm like, buddy, this is your car? Like, what's going on?
Oh, it was a stolen
Yeah,
car.
It was a stolen car, but I was still, like, very surprised because he must have got into it.
Also, was Resident try like the driver's side door first? He immediately went to the
Passenger door.
passenger. So, like, he was trying to trick out his head-on collision, which leads to a spectacular explosion.
Oh, yeah, great. Movie also starts with explosions. Boobs, explosions, and blood in the first 10 minutes of the movie. You got me hooked right off.
And
the
Dick
bat.
Miller.
Dick
And
fucking
Dick
Miller.
Miller.
Can't have a cheesy, any kind of genre movie without Dick Miller in there somewhere.
Always happy to see him working.
A film's either gotta have him or Lance Henriksen show up at some point. That's why Terminator's a classic, because it has both.
So after the big explosion, Breaker is walking off.
Yeah, he gets out.
And he looks at his hand and sees his tattoo. And
Yeah.
every time you see his hand in the movie, a cheetah roar calls out.
There's a lot of weird cat.
There was
shit
a
in
lot
here,
of
which doesn't really add up to anything because like there's a cat that keeps prominently is the focus of it, but I don't get
for
the
about
theme.
10 seconds.
But they keeps recurring.
Well, it keeps coming back, but I don't know if it meant anything.
But they keep. Why is their attention on it? Weirdly, not later on Billy Zane scenes. Yeah, you hear like panther roars with that.
Yeah.
Other demon stuff. There's a really weird feline agenda being pushed here. It's subliminal. My eyes didn't notice it, but my mind did somewhere in the back of my head.
And this is all during the opening credits. And there were 5
Playing that weird, like, not 9 Inch Nails.
I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was Nice Shot by Lit. I know because I lived through the 90s, and I certainly enjoyed that. But there was an executive producer tile going through with 5 very big names. And did you guys catch it?
I didn't catch all of them, but I know they're all veterans from the show. Because the amount of talent that got poured into the Tales of the Crypt show is astounding.
Zemeckis.
Yeah. There was Robert Zemeckis, Joel Silver, Walter Hill, David Giller or Geiler, I don't know how to pronounce it. I've always just seen it written. He produced and wrote or had partial credits to Alien and Aliens and Alien 3.
Yeah.
And Richard Donner. I was like, this is like fucking all-star.
Really.
Yeah, well, they were behind the show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, between like Tales in the Crypt and like Amazing Stories or something, like another anthology series had a shitload of
that too.
crazy,
Martin
like crazy,
Scorsese,
insane talented
Mick
people into
Garris,
it. Yeah.
fucking Spielberg.
I'm starting to go through it on Show Me right now.
Yeah, because they used to have it on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then they took it off, and I watched like a few episodes, and then I was just like, okay, I have to get this. And I did.
But you talking back to it, yeah, he's got a weird, very amateur prison tattoos of stars on his palm.
Yeah.
That realign themselves.
Yeah, that can seem to move around.
And seem to mean something to him.
Yeah, but we're not sure yet.
Yeah.
Cut to the next scene at Wormwood, New Mexico, which seems to just have this one busted out old church turned into a busted out motel.
And a diner. That's where he tries to steal the car, right?
Yes, the cafe.
Cafe with Thomas Hayden. That's where we're introduced Tom Hayden's church playing a chef.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like a sleazy you.
Oh, me?
Well, he's a chef who can wear like Hawaiian shirts.
Oh yeah,
he's
it's definitely
he's like an asshole Noah.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like, hey, whatever, man, this is cool.
Yeah.
Laid back, but sleazy as fuck.
Yeah, but I would never push a woman into the way of those demons.
No, you wouldn't wear a white mesh shirt either.
Well, time will tell.
And no one's calling you Roach.
Yes, and let's hope it never comes to that. The day that starts happening, I gotta get new friends.
With the settler, when that kid caught him trying to steal his dad's car, he's called a lock inspector.
Well, first he's trying to steal a car. He checks the handle, no go.
Using his butterfly knife?
Pulls out his butterfly knife to try to pick the lock. And I don't think in the history of automobiles that's ever worked. Maybe it has. I don't know.
Well, when you're a warrior of God, you have certain talents.
I guess. I guess that's like his version of a sonic screwdriver.
Yeah.
Just jam it in there. Okay, it's good. Start the car. Okay, jam it in. We're good. Yeah, he tells this kid, "Oh, I'm just checking the locks. I'm a lock inspector." And you know that's a real thing too.
Yeah.
When I had my green truck there, I had a ticket sitting on my seat of the car. That apparently the police come and check your locks of your doors, and if it's unlocked, they'll give you a ticket.
On what grounds? That's weird.
That you're inciting robbery or.
Oh, okay.
Like, you're asking for it.
Look at the way that car was dressed. It was asking for trouble.
Exactly. And I was very pissed off when I had to pay that.
It is like a ticket for like being stupid, I guess, in a way. Like, hey, don't be a dummy. Don't keep your door unlocked.
Yeah. But I mean, they wouldn't do that in my house, would they?
No, it is weird. It's like, hey, we don't want to have further trouble down the road of us getting robbed.
So why don't you just pay us? Yeah. Well, anyways,
it was a shakedown.
Enough of my legal woes with the local PD. So yeah, we get to that we get to what's his name, Breaker trying to pick the lock, and when he's busted by the kid
who looks like young Jack Black from the beginning of the HD movie.
Yeah, with blonde hair. Blonde hair.
Young Jables.
He offers the kid a shiny quarter.
Yeah, that was the weirdest. That was the creepy thing of like the lie was like you can kind of get with the lie because the kid looked dumb, but at least it was like, hey, let me give you money too to pay you off.
That's never good. And then the kid starts hollering and screaming, "Dad! Someone here trying to steal your truck!" And Breaker takes off. Pops comes out. Thomas Hayden Church, or I'm just going to refer to him as THC through the rest of the movie to just streamline that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have to keep doing it. Or Roach.
Yeah. Or Sandman.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe I'll go with Sandman.
It does amuse me that the both leads of Sideways became Spider-Man villains.
That's true.
that does really amuse me.
I never put that together. And there it is.
And there it is. All the stars are aligning.
Yeah, like on his palm. And as he, after running off, he bumps into our buddy, Dick Miller.
Uncle Willie.
Who
first reminded me of the bum from Halloween 3.
He reminded me of like the Depression era bum.
Yeah, he was a tramp.
Yeah, he was a tramp.
He would have fingerless gloves, a cigar and a toothpick.
Yeah.
And like a top
the
hat.
hobo bindle.
Yeah,
busted up hobo hat. Busted up top hat. Maybe shoes with the toes exposed.
Yeah, he was like a hobo clown without the makeup.
Yeah, exactly. And very openly offers his hooch to...
But that's the thing, because of it's Dick Miller, so he's not sleazy. He's not comes off as creepy.
No, well,
it's
that's
warm.
it.
It's Uncle Willie.
He's
man.
Uncle Willie. He's your Uncle Willie. It's my
Yeah.
Uncle Willie. He kind of reminds me of Cousin Dave.
Yeah.
He's
what does he say? He's like, it's not subtle, but it does the job or something?
Yeah, when he drinks it.
Yeah, because
I only drink alone.
Except he seemed to have been drinking alone before he got there.
Yeah, we justify his alcoholism, but he's into social drinking at that point. And is that one introduced to the cops who were introduced to Billy Zane?
Yeah, then it cuts back
to the sheriff and the deputy checking out the wreck.
Yeah, they're checking out this fiery explosion, and Billy Zane just comes storming out of... Well, it's not storming, but...
He just sidles up to them, yeah.
Strutting out of the flames, and he's like, hey, cops, what's going on? And the cops are like, oh, where'd you guys come? Where did you come from? Did you just come out of that fire? Oh, don't worry about it. So
I'm chasing some guy who stole something.
We gotta find that guy.
And it's a
credit... But he says airbags, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, airbags. Thank God for those.
It's a credit to his charm and machismo that... They without showing any kind of credentials, they just blindly follow what he says.
Yeah, but they're not the smartest cops.
They aren't, but they're like, yeah, what? Sure, all right, cool. At least in Drive Angry, the fucking accountant that made fake IDs.
Yeah, something. But he just charmed his way in there. He had
the cowboy hat. He's decked out like a fucking ranger.
Yep.
Get the trench coat.
Oh man, he could have been. Oh, how about a new version of Walker, Texas Ranger with Billy Zane?
As the Demon Ranger.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That would be cool. Nobody listening, steal this idea yet.
With those Riddick glasses.
Yeah, he was wearing those the entire movie, all at night.
Pitch that idea.
Yeah, why not?
What's it doing? Yeah, it's trademark. It's patent pending.
Yeah, patent pending.
Intellectual property.
And it's around then that while they're going in, our hobo buddy Dick Miller has taken Breaker. I don't know.
You keep calling him Breaker.
Breaker.
He takes Breckenmeyer.
I could have sworn they called him Brecker, but all right. So he takes Breaker to this sleazy rundown of a dump motel.
It's a former church turned motel, which they rent by the.
Kind of like a rooming house.
Yeah, which is like she said, she rooms by the week.
Yeah, that she doesn't rent to short term, and she doesn't rent to people with no name.
Yeah,
strangers.
She has
strangers.
Right.
I
guess she has scruples. Meanwhile, there's a whore.
Just in full resident.
Yeah, in full resident there.
There's a mailman.
Yeah, there's a mailman.
It's Pat. He looked just like.
Yeah, he looked like Pat. Back to in the 90s, the crazy postman.
Charles Fleischer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who also did the voice of Roger Rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, good pull.
Jada Pinkett Smith, who plays, what was her name? Jerry Line, the weird spelling.
Geraldine.
It sounded biblical.
Jery.
At first, I thought they were saying Geraldine.
I also heard Geraldine.
Yeah.
Because they kept screaming, Geraldine! And you know what? She reminded me of a lazy Cinderella.
Yeah.
Because every time she'd be called...
A lazy, sassy Cinderella.
Yeah, because every time she'd be called, she's like, how you expect me to do any work when I can't get a second to do it? And she's like, well, your gloves aren't wet, so clearly you haven't been working. And, you know...
And what, is it like her daughter or something?
No,
or
she was on work release.
Okay.
From
jail,
prison.
yeah.
Jail. For thievery.
Yeah. And they constantly have her just, like, running around. Bring the bags upstairs, then come back downstairs and cook them dinner, then bring it upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And scrub the toilet and, Cinderella,
yeah.
9 days Cinderella.
And except for Wicked Stepmother, it's CCH Pounder.
Yeah. Love her. Love her playing the sassy black woman as she usually does. But you know what? I mean,
she perfected.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. When I think sassy black woman, CCH Pounder is top of the list.
Yeah.
Maybe up there with like Wanda Sykes and the mom from Everybody Hates Chris.
Okay. That's a good team right there.
All three of those in a movie. Patent pending.
Okay.
Three moms whose kids are all go to school together.
It's a road movie.
You can You can fight Tyler Perry for that one.
Yeah, Tyler Perry, I'm coming for you.
You be the white Jewish Tyler Perry.
There we go. And I'll be in all my movies.
Switching lanes too. No.
So yeah, and is there any other characters in the thing
well, I think that's all the characters in the entire movie.
Yeah, we've been introduced to everybody.
2 cops, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that little kid and the like diner people.
Well, yeah,
see for, like,
parents, but of like the main stays at
yeah.
At the rundown dump of a motel.
Yeah, hell of a good set though. Use the fuck out of that thing.
Oh yeah, they use like every inch of that. I mean,
it's probably a bottle film.
Yeah, well, that's it too. Like, it reminded me a lot of From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, well, it's a siege movie.
Yeah.
The budget was $12 million.
There was, I was saying before,
there
was an original version of the script. It went through several iterations of passing director, until finally they were worried about budget, so they made 2 versions of the script. One that had demons in it, one that didn't, where Billy Zane would portray kind of like a Bible salesman, and all his goons would be like dudes in black suits and shades. And Universal was like, man, this just seems lame as fuck. It's called Demon Night. Here's some money. Throw some fucking demons.
Make some demons. They kind of looked like the Crypt Keeper a little bit.
They look
like
a lot like Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like
that's funny because
they're fucking good effects, dude. Even like
the Pumpkinhead
practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's funny you say that because it says the script wound up in the hands of Pumpkinhead screenwriter Mark Carducci, who sat on it for several years before it was given to Pet Sematary director Mary Lambert. Apparently, she had some like crazy ideas for the script, putting Breaker as an African American to create a theme that the oppressed people of Earth were also its like saviors. Then she did Pet Sematary 2, which bombed, so they're like, no one wanted to give her money to make that. Then it wound up with Charles Band at Full Moon Features, the guy who did all the Puppet Master movies like. So it probably would have had a lot of like
it definitely
creatures.
It fell into like it crossed paths with a lot of people behind other franchises.
Yeah. And then it finally landed up on the desk of Joel Silver, who was already and it was optioned to be the second in a trilogy of the Tales from the Crypt theatrical spin-offs. But they thought it was the best of the 3 movies, so they're like, let's do this one first.
Well, it was certainly enjoyable. Like I said, I hadn't seen it, and I was like, "Oh, this is so fresh, so wonderful."
It is. I mean, granted, it doesn't have a lot of competition. It is one of the best horror movies of the '90s.
Yeah.
In my personal, but I think the '90s is also kind of a lot of ways like a graveyard for a lot of shitty horror movies in the '90s.
Well, I mean,
it's pre-Scream.
Scream was made like the next year.
It was, and then everyone started ripping off Scream.
Wait, because that was like a nice fresh take.
Scream was great. Yeah, that's the thing. It was great. We had Scream, but then like everyone started ripping on Scream.
There was a few good, but there. Yeah, I guess it was like a lot of. Was there any, like, original style like horror movies, or was everything just like sequels, or like? Yeah, I mean there was a few Halloween movies and.
Yeah, some.
Anyways,
the worst Halloweens. But anyways, yeah. So Breaker moves in, pays off, decides a week stay, stays the night.
Yeah.
They feed him something disgusting.
They called it roadkill.
Yeah.
I don't actually know because it looked green and liquid.
No, I just say it looked better as roadkill or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he just douses it in ketchup and goes right to town on it.
Yeah. I mean, every time I see people eating food, I was thinking like multiple takes on how cold and shitty that food is anyways. So when it's back to like bad taste or like just chowing down on some shitty concoction of even just pea soup and ketchup together, I'm thinking of.
Yeah, doesn't sound very pleasant.
Especially like ice cold.
I thought it was guacamole at first, but I'm like, well, it's like thin guacamole.
Yeah, and later on, guacamole is also analogy for jism.
Jism, yeah.
So
apparently,
I'm glad it wasn't guacamole.
I'm very glad. I didn't know that either. I've been alive for so long, and I didn't know that guacamole was code for jizz.
Well, it is in New Mexico.
I guess so.
So like in this little group, so Pat's in love with Cordelia, the whore, whose routine customer is Roach. That's when Roach shows up.
Yep.
Talks about the car theft, not realizing it's Sadler.
Yeah.
Is there, but it raises the suspicion. CCH Pounder.
Because he's a new guy in town that
pays in cash.
His name's Mr. Smith.
Which she later gets offended by when she realizes that's not his real name.
I thought that was very funny. She was like, "Oh, he's under because the
Rigger. He said his name was Smith."
Yeah, he said his name was Smith. I can't believe it.
You're a bastard.
Yeah, so Billy Zane and the cops show up, and they go to take in Breaker.
Yeah.
Breaker pulls a knife, takes Jada Pinkett.
Yeah.
Pinkett, excuse me. It's Pre-Smith. Bad habit. Takes her hostage, holds the knife to her throat. That butterfly.
Ironically, by Mr. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Smith, yeah.
It's
all connecting.
Whoa. I gotta take a second.
Yep.
My head's spinning. Takes her hostage, and then just says, "No, okay, I'm not actually gonna do it. You called my bluff," and lays his hands down. While they're taking him in, they get the phone call that it's both cars were stolen.
Also, that Billy Zane is there to retrieve a artifact
Yes, he calls it a key.
A key, which looks like a weird flask. Looks
It
like
does.
a flask and a key.
And a cross.
And a cross, which he has a special case for.
Yeah.
First he says it's an antiquity.
I think he just should have stuck with that.
Well, yeah, it's true, yeah.
Because, I mean, that's
Rare
all...
antiquity.
And while Billy Zane is also being corralled in to be arrested, he says, nah, fuck it.
And that's when the movie takes a big turn.
Yeah.
When he fucking punches through the sheriff's skull and he gets his fist stuck.
A lot like in Dust Till Dawn, when it just like...
Yeah.
It just happens, you know? It's just like,
Yeah, and you're like, oh, wait, the movie's changed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a heist movie
yeah,
anymore.
he punches right through his fucking face.
Yeah. And gets his hand stuck.
Gets his hand
Pulls
stuck.
his head off.
Yeah. So
Punches
Sadler.
William Sadler in the face with the head. And then he fucking says heads up and shoots the head at the
at the cop. At the other cop.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That
That was great.
That whole scene, you know what? $12 million.
I was just like, wow, I just
well spent.
punched him in the face with that guy's face.
That you're wearing as a bracelet. and you made a pun.
Yeah.
Heads up.
And then he gets the flasting in the face, which causes him great pain. He jumps out a window and delivers one of my favorite fucking lines of that movie. It's, enough of this cowboy shit! He throws off the duster and hat.
Yeah.
Fucking ho dunk, gotta do it, motherfuckers!
And then
Humans aren't worth the flesh they're printed on.
Yeah. And then cuts his hand, which bleeds green.
Yep.
And
Fluorescent green.
Fluorescent. And he just like
He'd
proceeds
be
to
great
shake it
at a
about.
rave, you know?
Yeah.
And everywhere that the green fluorescent blood
Fucking
lands.
Cybermen start growing.
Yeah, little alien creatures, or the demon creatures, but they look like aliens.
Yeah.
They look, and he kisses one of them.
Yeah.
Kisses one of them all mucus membrane-y.
That was pretty cool. They were like the whole hatching.
Yeah,
thing,
like-
yeah. That was some great practical effects.
Great practical effects in the entire movie.
Mm-hmm. And Sadler uses the blood inside the artifact to create barriers.
Yeah, every time
Humans
he
can't
touches
get
on like any kind of open door or window.
It's the rule. It's these weird like unspoken rules. Like they can't just break through the wall or break thing out. Like they kind of like are bound to entrances.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Yeah, it's this weird rule. Like Billy Zane says later on. Like all these rules, who makes them up?
It's the guys who run Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
And God, I just love that scene where he punches him through the head.
Yeah.
I wrote that down and
Yeah,
like,
but first
my
his
notes.
hand is like stuck. And
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
like,
and he's trying to shake it off. Oh my God.
William Sadler, give me the keys! Give me the fucking keys!
And that's when Billy Sadler picks up a gun, the sheriff's gun, and proceeds to shoot these demons in the eyes.
Yeah.
Causing them to shoot electricity from their eyes.
Yeah. Fuck Alien, where it
Green,
bleeds
like,
acid.
green beams.
It's like Highlander. You kill those motherfuckers. There's a lightning storm. They
Every
bleed
time.
lightning.
But they also shoot lightning, and they knock down. It's Pat.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't Billy Sadler. It was Pat. Or, fuck, I can't remember his name. It's not Pat.
Yeah,
it's
Wally.
It's Wally.
Yeah.
Wally has the best shot. Just pops one off, then the other one in the eyes. Guy.
Well, as soon as he knows that's where to shoot, like he's like, oh, okay, bam.
Yeah, because we learn later that he's gonna go postal.
Mm-hmm.
Postal worker in the mid '90s. Nice.
Nice cliche.
Nice cliche. Nice trope.
Interesting to see a wannabe spree killer have good accuracy.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's got a lot of time to practice, right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, he was fired from his job as
Mostly because I guess he was stealing and stealing people's mail.
Well, that's exactly why. And the hooker was like, oh, maybe I should throw him a freebie, because you know he's sad.
Yeah.
And CCH Pounder goes, oh, that's what he needs. Just one more person fucking him over.
Cock block.
Yeah, like, really, come on, Buddy's in love with her.
Yeah.
And I'm sure.
Yes, to hear fuck a guy named Roach at the whole place. Who? Oh yeah. By the way, we also forgot to mention Roach gets off by having a car battery hooked up to his nipples.
Yeah. Yeah. So while the cops are
Titillating.
Yeah, while they were like showed up to arrest Breaker.
Yeah, the cops are emptying all the rooms.
Deputy takes a long time to just watch what's happening to him.
And then he busts in the room.
Yeah,
Free.
gun fucking drawn. Like, you know, they don't have anything going on, and He's like, oh baby, turn off the car battery. Hooked up to my nipples. It hurts. It hurts.
That weird like that nipple in Jason X. Like teacher gets like his nipple like squeezed by, like those prawns. Yeah. I was like, nah, just fucking car batteries on this thing.
Well, you gotta take it to the next level.
Yeah.
You gotta be that the top guy. So once he learns that eyes are the weakness, shoots the first demon in the eyes, and before that though, THC or Sandman, Sandman, just throws Cordelia at his
he's like, let's get the fuck out of here
/ hooker into the way of the demon.
Yeah, he makes no qualms of not giving a fuck about anyone else or anything else going on. He's really honest about his deception for the most part.
Well, good for him for that, because he's just straight up saying, like, guys, any chance I get, I'm gonna fuck you over on this. And everyone's like, whoa, he's gonna be that guy this movie.
Yeah, I mean, he dresses like Jimmy Buffett, but he cares about himself.
And that's when the first flashback happens.
Flashback to what?
Well, I could have sworn it was a flashback.
What was your reaction when this stuff started popping
I could have sworn it was a flashback to Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Because there's a hooded figure with a red face and making all kinds like demon face.
Strolling through the crucifixion.
Yes, there was a bunch of... So I guess it's in the time of Jesus Christ. There's a bunch of people being crucified. And we see... what was his name? Samir or something? Ah, crap, I wrote it down. But it's not important. He has no speaking lines.
Judas.
No,
it was a thief.
It was a thief. That's right. They mentioned he was a thief. And actually, that's all it was. It was just a flashback to that. There was nothing else. That's the next flashback. That's the one you're talking about. That's right. So one of the best lines too, after Wally shoots the demon in the eyes, and Breaker and Cordelia both take passed out Wally back in. Sandman goes, "Hookers don't have friends."
Yeah.
And I was like, what a fucking asshole! Like, this is a girl you're seeing on the regular, and
yeah, but they're not friends. He's a customer. Yeah.
But I mean, even then, if you see somebody once a week, you still develop some kind of
a sensitive girl, man.
But you know what? Not so much, because later on she tells him, you know what? Assholes don't have friends.
Well, that's why they were made for each other.
I guess too terrible to be together, but too awful to be apart.
Well, as long as they're paying each other for their company.
Well, no, he's paying her.
Yeah, well, she pays back in her own way.
So, Breaker starts
sealing
the exits or entrances.
Entrances, yeah.
With red, like translucent, fluorescent red.
Again, he gives that great Billy Zane the non-flowery, just casual. Come on, just give me the fucking key, man.
Yeah, real, just plain and from the heart.
Yeah.
But he seals these entrances with blood from this flask key that seems to make it impenetrable to demons. Really cool. All you need to do is one drop on the middle of the bottom of the door, and it just does the entire frame. Yeah,
and meanwhile, Sandman keeps trying to like Starscream the fuck out of this. Sadly, who put him in charge? You know?
Yeah, Starscream, good reference.
Just open contempt in like, listen to this guy.
Mutiny at any turn.
Yeah.
Oh, look what happened, and I bet it's fucking Buddy's fault. And that's it too. He kept saying like, we should just hand him over. And I'm sure that Billy Zane won't want anything to do with us.
Billy Zane seemed like a cool dude.
Yeah, Billy Zane seemed really cool.
We should listen to him.
They should have.
Yeah.
It would have just gone down, no problem.
Is that the first? Is that the first seduction scene?
No. There's the misdirect with the cat.
Oh,
the cat that they keep referencing. I don't know why they. So they say that. They're sealing off the exits, and Jada goes, "Oh wait, my cat's outside. I gotta go get him." Like, it was a really big deal, but it hadn't been, and it's not. And he said, and Breaker goes, "If you go outside, stay outside." It was just so weird. I couldn't understand why they kept bringing in that cat. But it leads to the chase to the basement where they find a draft.
And yeah, because they realize there's a mine underneath they can escape through.
Yeah.
Which Breaker thinks is a fucking horrible idea. That if they wait out the night, they should be good by morning. Doesn't say why exactly, but we're inclined to believe him.
But I would believe him too if I saw
Yeah,
this
they never
crazy
do explain that, but I guess it's... I don't know, I guess they
Well,
can't live in the...
They kind of did, because they were talking about how the stars align.
Yeah, it's all like a weird...
And that's why the stars on his hand were, like, moving around from madness to kind of like a full circle.
Right.
The number of people involved, exactly. But yeah, they see a way out, he just thinks about it, and then we get our first seduction scene, right?
Yes.
Where Billy Zane starts seducing the inhabitants one by one to try and let him in. They give him their fondest desires. So you got Billy Zane like performing Shakespeare and telekinetically caressing faces.
Well, it was all voiceover Shakespeare to Cordelia.
Just want to be loved, man. Listen to that before I go to sleep at night. I'm like, Billy Zane loves me. He thinks I'm beautiful.
Yeah, it's like, did I ever tell you you're pretty? No. Beautiful. Yeah. And
inside and out.
Inside and out.
Gross. Mean words. Oh.
I would never say that too big. He was saying everything she wanted to hear and telekinetically caressing her, touching her lips,
wiping her tears.
Oh man,
just let me in.
Just doing it all. And she ends up becoming possessed by him.
Yeah.
And you know what? Okay, so she ends up becoming possessed. Wally comes in the room to, see how she's doing, make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, hello, Wally. I'm so happy to see you. I would love to give you much desire." Or something to that equivalent.
Yeah.
And clearly possessed, right? Like, if there's somebody you've seen every day that you have a big crush on, and all of a sudden she's,
acting weird.
She kind of reminded me of, what's her name in Ghostbusters? Sigourney Weaver. Dana.
Yeah.
More like Zool than Dana.
Are you the key, my friend? No.
Slam.
And they do want the key.
There you go. All the stars are aligning.
Oh my god, I'm not ready for this.
So yeah, they kill. She kills the fuck out of Wally.
Where's Ghostbusters when you need them?
Well, they were in New York.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is in New Mexico.
But yeah, she kills the fuck out of Wally. Rips off CCH Pounder's arm.
Yeah.
Which just seems to annoy her.
Yeah. First she breaks the arm.
Yeah.
And then rips it off. I couldn't imagine that kind of pain too. I always thought I could probably take torture, but if they're gonna break and then remove them, that's it. That's it.
She's a trooper,
Oh yeah. She just kind of
grin and climb up ladders with one arm.
Grin and bear it.
And then a bottle of vodka and.
That's a good one. Vodka's kicking in, so she's like, all right, I'm good.
Patch up that arm.
Even though the bleeding wouldn't stop,
the scene after, and she's sitting there, and she's just kind of like sitting there, like,
oh fuck, my arm's gone.
Convulsing, like.
And then Cordelia, the hooker, dies.
Yeah.
Gone.
That's right, and they're like, okay, fuck it, we're going through that mine shaft.
Yeah. They decide to go through the mine shaft, and that's when Breaker has a second flashback to when the demon is trying to grab him, the thief in biblical times, and blood from Jesus drops on the demon, and it burns him so bad. So the thief decides to catch all of Jesus' blood within the flask.
Yeah.
The key. And flashback to present times.
Where they find a kid's just chilling in that mine.
Yeah, well, the mine looked a lot like sewers.
Yeah.
Because there was water, there was like concrete. It looked a lot like sewers. They kept saying it was a mine.
But it was that weird thing, like, fucking, what are you doing here? Oh, Brian Fair. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, you're in the party now
read
too.
Some fucking comics.
You're in the party, and then we meet his parents again.
Who we saw earlier, who
run the cafe. Breaker tries to steal his car.
Possessed by, who are also possessed.
Yeah, they are now possessed.
They have a madcap chase through the sewer mines.
Mm-hmm. And the guys escape.
That kid was so 90s too.
Yeah, with that hair. super parted and blonde hair.
Remind me of like the lost brother from fucking Home Improvement or something.
The fourth brother, Quincy.
And that's where we get the full story, as it were, of the key.
Yeah.
Demanding answer, Sadler says how at the beginning of time there was nothing, and it's a demon swimming around, 7 keys that united the power of the cosmos in their palm hand.
Yep.
And God is like, I don't like that.
And then turned on the light.
Turned on the lights.
God said, let there be light.
Scattered the keys across the cosmos. And demons, and after all this time, the demons have collected 6 of their keys.
And they just need the 7th.
Last one's on Earth.
On Earth.
They found it, and they're like, God's like, give him Jesus' blood. That wars off the demons.
Yeah.
And then one person's entrusted with just guarding this fucking thing.
For as long as it takes until they pass it on.
Pass it on.
And then, from what I understand, whoever the keeper of the key is, has to fill it with his own dying blood.
Yeah, because it's like...
That it replenishes...
It originally, had Christ's blood, and I guess like whoever wields it puts their own bloods in to replenish it. It always has a residual Jesus blood in there, I guess.
Because then we had a flashback to World War One.
Yeah.
Where I guess Breaker is originally from.
Yeah, it's one of those like elven, like whoever holds the key is immortal until they die.
Yeah.
It just means they don't age, but they can still get the fucking shit killed out of them.
Yeah. And his commander is dying and filling up this vial with his own blood.
Yeah, and passes it on to him. And the tattoos in his hand.
Yeah, when he passes a vial. And I wrote that, because they didn't explain any of that at the beginning.
No.
But I wrote down, I was like, whoa, is this commander like the last Scion? Like, is this what I'm to understand? And now he's passing on his blood? Because he's like 1 billion part Jesus?
Yeah.
But no, it seems like whoever wields it shall bleed in it too.
And that's when... So they're all, like, searching around. Roach lifts the key from Breaker after, like, seemingly maintaining a truce with him.
Yeah, it's all buddy-buddy.
And then we get more of seduction scenes.
Yeah,
where,
this time...
Billy Zane tempts Jada Pinkett with a 90s R&B video.
Yep.
Where he tells her she can travel the world and be photoshopped in the same pose to every landmark.
She can be photoshopped anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And
don't you want to see the world?
I can make that happen.
Hey, how's it going?
But if you don't, I can make bad things happen too.
But she turns him down. But she's a little apprehensive, but
yeah.
She still turns him down. Then we get Dick Miller's.
Oh, his is the best.
His is the best at the
Uncle Willie.
Yeah, where he's at basically the Playboy Mansion.
No, it's like the Playboy basement.
Yeah. The rumpus room.
The rumpus room at the Playboy Mansion, because it's all wood paneled, but like full wood.
I mean, he basically like sells his soul just for a drink.
Yeah. And
two drinks.
Yeah. And a lot of topless women with like very fake boobies.
And Billy Zane doing his Hunter S. Thompson impersonation.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
One of those party girls was Tracy Bingham, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
She used to be on Baywatch.
Yep. So I probably saw her boobs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and do some research. I'll just write that down.
Yeah, so Dick Miller demons out.
Yeah.
And starts kicking fucking Billy Sadler's ass.
Also, before, when the kid was reading the comic book, did you see what comic book it was?
A Tales from the Crypt.
A Tales from the Crypt comic book.
Yeah, meta.
Very, very nice nod, which also comes back later. But to be discussed later.
Yeah, some of the temptations, they're weird, because Cordelia gets tempted with, like, love. And that he makes a big... The amount of production... He does get a little lazier later on when it comes to seductions, because it's big, like, I'm going to give you...
Well,
love.
first is love.
I'll take you. Feel trapped in this world. I'll show you the world. And be young forever, and beautiful forever. I'm just gonna give you a drink, but I'll make a fucking great production out of it.
Drinks and a lot of topless women.
And then later on, like when he tries to see Trouters, like, hey, so like you want your arm back?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm your waiter. Tonight we're serving poached appendage.
But he didn't get like a set. He was just like he was like, hey. You know,
yes, if you're
gives her a platter with a bunch of fruits around her hand.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh yeah, you want
this thing back? And she's like, all right.
She's just like, she raised up her stump, and then she's just like, this is me giving you the finger.
Yeah, he's like,
and I didn't get like the kid one later. The kid was just like, what, you want to read some more comic books, kid?
Should have taken the comic books.
So yeah, Jada Pinkett forgoes any kind of warnings from Billy Zane, kills poor Uncle Willie.
Well, he turns poor Uncle Willie into a demon.
Yeah,
And-
he goes after Sadler.
But I really want to discuss that scene.
Which one?
The Sadler Uncle Willie fight.
Oh, okay.
Because for whatever reason, there's a bunch of weapons all over the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Machetes, crossbows, bow and arrow.
That was weird as fuck, wasn't it?
It was like a full armory in this motel. Dump. Dump motel.
Mm-hmm.
And he cuts off the head, which goes tumbling to the floor. But of course, the only way you can kill these demons is to blow
Destroy
out
the eyes.
their green eyes.
Yeah.
And it has one of my favorite cliches: the headless body that can still fight, with the head kind of directing
Guiding it. Yeah. They roll the head up over. They put the carpet over the head. You can't see his shit anymore.
Yeah. And Sadler yells, "Kill! You gotta kill him! Like cutting out
Destroy the
eyes." And the head goes, "I heard that," because he's got the ears.
Yeah.
Of course he heard it.
Well, it was definitely not. You can't do that on television.
Oh, nice.
There was slime at the beginning of Tales of the Crypt.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The 90s had slime.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all...
They dumped cereal on someone. I was like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, for the listeners, all these shows we're talking, all of these Canadian
That had the true Punisher in
classics.
it.
Canadian classics.
This is also where the deputy and CCH Pounder find Wally's armory.
Yeah, a second armory in the attic.
Yeah.
Full of a whole footlocker of guns, but with no bullets.
No bullets, but he was courteous enough to have a grenade vest.
Yeah, that was very nice of him. About 6 grenades strapped to a vest. And a note saying, "I'm doing this for Cordelia."
Yeah.
Which, they reference him working at a post office. Going postal.
Mm-hmm.
Going postal.
It was topical at the time.
And this is the... I forgot to say how they killed Uncle Willie, which is...
Picks up the head.
Yeah,
and
the kid
impales
picks
the
up the
eyes
head
on
and-
antlers on the wall.
Yes!
It was great. It was like a
So-
weird hunting room, and I was like, yep.
So good.
And Amber's trying to get look nothing like Dick Miller. Which I thought was fucking even Demon Dick Miller.
Yeah. Oh, man. It was... I don't know why. It made me so happy. I can't explain it.
Yeah, it's just that fun goofiness. Meanwhile, surprisingly enough, a guy named Roach sells them out.
Yes, so Roach makes a deal with Billy Zane.
Billy Zane.
Saying, if I give you the vial, you can kill these dum-dums and let me go.
Yeah.
And Billy Zane says, okay, I promise I won't kill you.
And he seems like such a trustworthy guy.
And Roach took it at face value, handed over the vial.
Destroyed the blood seal.
Yeah, destroyed the blood seal.
With a sponge produced from Billy Zane's mouth that rolls out of his mouth.
Comically, like
the
whistling chauvinistic
the raised
wolf.
eyebrows, yeah.
Just his tongue unrolling.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, puh, puh, after once.
Oh, hey, by the way, Mr. Roach, I lied.
Yeah, I lied. Oh, really? Demon, you lied?
Yeah, and he gets torn apart by the demons.
Yeah. How's it coming? What an asshole.
Which Billy Zane then receives an arrow to the fucking eye.
Actually, did you hear the line that Sandman said before he died?
No.
Hell on earth. What do I give a crap? I have hemorrhoids. They're like, well, that's too bad for you, buddy.
Hemorrhoids must really suck, man.
That's too bad for... Anyway, I thought it was a very strange, yeah, you know what, fuck Earth.
Yeah.
Fuck Earth.
I got my ass is sore.
I'm all butt hurt. I don't have time to deal with anyone else.
Someone can't electrify my nipples no more.
So while he sells out and dies, two demons run up and confront CCH Pounder.
Yeah, because Zane gets taken out. He gets the arrow in the eye, knocks him off the floor. That's what they get the key back.
Yep.
Back from him. Run up the stairs. Deputy Billy.
Yeah.
It's like the third Billy reference so far. And CCH Pounder hold off the last demons, heroically sacrificing themselves by blowing their ass up with the
grenade.
Grenade vest. Meanwhile, up in the attic, the kid does not give a fuck. Is just reading his stupid comics.
Yeah, while Breaker Breaker starts explaining that Jada is the last, or is the next chosen one.
Yeah, that's clearly the stars have aligned, that it's time, his time has passed, and she's the new chosen one to uphold his holy mission.
Yeah. And while he's handing over the flask, the kid turns around and goes, "Maybe I can have it." Real low voice.
Yeah, it turns into something from The Thing.
Yeah. His face just opens up, his jaw unhinges, his face rips. He fucking eviscerates
Breaker with his fist, but then shoves his tongue into it, ripping it apart, and then Jada Pinkett knocks him through the barrier, which kills him.
Yeah. And so Breaker starts filling passes it on to her officially, the tattoos. He dies, fills the rest of the flask with his blood, passes it on. And then this is where it gets good.
Yeah. Zane,
not that it hasn't been good.
Yeah, Billy Zane pops to the floor, all the other seals have been destroyed. Billy Zane pops to the floor wearing his Riddick glasses.
Yeah. And Jada is covered in blood.
Yeah, she's carried herself. She's stripped down to her Ripley two-piece.
Yeah, the white panties, and white wife beater.
White, yeah.
Which is now burgundy at this point because
she's doused in blood.
And Billy Zane grabs her and goes, "Ow, ow, 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 you bitch!"
Goes running.
And runs off.
Chases her back down the stairs, which again, from a place that just had 6 grenades go off, everything was pretty fine. No fire.
Okay. No. In fact, not much blood either. In fact, you'd almost say that nothing happened
whatsoever. Yeah. And she gets her big plan is immediately squashed when she gets tricked into a shower.
Yes. She wanders into the bathroom looking for Billy Zane, looks into a tub, sees our old friend, the cop, who was beheaded and punched a hole through the face.
Yeah.
And she notices the curtain rings swaying.
Yeah.
Billy Zane grabbed the curtains and wrapped her up.
And her reaction getting hit by that water, it's like searing acid.
His reaction when he wrapped her up looks like it's curtains for you.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, there's a few good one-liners in this.
Yeah.
And then, yes, the forced shower scene.
Yeah, which everyone knows how easy it is to get blood out of things, especially white clothing. Because she comes out almost pristine clean.
Yeah, like there had never been blood on that shirt at all.
Yeah, it's almost been a completely different wardrobe. But she's able to, she tries to take out his eyes, which finds out only works for lower level demons.
So Billy Zane...
But while he's distracted, she takes a gulp of the blood.
A hearty swig. And then the dance sequence.
Yeah, Billy Zane tries once again to try to seduce her.
Yeah, and
in a very Beetlejuice-esque manner.
Yeah, with a dance sequence. A nice tight tango.
Yep, and a flaming crotch.
Yeah.
He shoots fucking a fire...
a fire facial.
He can't say love. It's like the fawn saying wrong.
Do you
I know.
Could you see yourself
Me?
He says love.
And she takes a while. I guess maybe she's considering Billy Zane.
Yeah, she's not saying anything, which seems to enrage Billy Zane.
Yeah.
Kind of like Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
If you don't talk to me,
I'm
gonna rage!
Yeah, she fucking full-on Angela's them.
Yeah, doesn't say anything. Billy Zane can't take the silence.
And you're thinking okay, this is clearly going to some kind of seduction. She'll spit the blood into his mouth. She'll go for the kiss.
Give the sexy eyes.
Which kind of seemed like the clever thing to do, but no, he spits in his face after he's like, I'm just gonna kill you now.
Yep. And spits blood in his face, and which causes him to both melt.
In a fucking awesome... Use practical effects.
Yeah, chunks of face falling off, his jaws exploded open.
Turns into a giant bat demon.
Yeah.
Explodes.
Catches fire out of nowhere.
Catches fire, yeah.
And then explodes.
Which again, later on we see produces no harmful effect to the inside. Because she's protected by, I guess, magic blood energy.
But it was washed off.
It was weird. She has that force field around, I don't know, the power god.
Sure.
He finally stepped in to help him out, and then she goes in, fills up the rest of the key.
The key, the vial key.
Takes off with her cat.
Yeah, picks up her cat and decides to move, I guess, to the big city, because she's always
wanted to. Or just
move, no, she keeps saying to travel.
Yeah.
Or the Crypt Keeper says to travel.
Yeah, and she's going to do the salad. It's just drifter, man. Yeah. Keep the thing out of enemy hands, because although Zane may be dead, she's smart enough. I guess I don't know if she's gonna do this at every entrance she goes on to, but I guess if you're trapped on the bus, does the blood seal to the bus as she leaves, which is good because it almost picks up another collector.
Yep. This time, a nice black mustachioed man. I didn't recognize him. I don't think he was in anybody.
No, he had a familiar look to him. I just couldn't place it.
But
his Undertaker-esque getup.
Yeah, just like the original '90s Undertaker.
Yep, with his own case.
Yeah, and takes a look at the bus and says,
"Next
no
time, Gadget."
No thanks. I'll take the next one.
You give each other the stink eye. As past all, he starts whistling the Tales from the Crypt theme.
Tales from the Crypt theme. And then, which cuts to a rose just on the side of the road, which an arm bursts through the ground and drags it down.
To a transition shot of the Crypt Keeper. He's back.
Yeah, it's the Crypt Keeper. The movie's over. And he's saying, well, kids, that was a lot of fun. He makes a couple more bad puns.
Yeah.
Then he says he has to get to his big screamier.
So bad.
For this movie.
This film's meta as fuck.
So it's like, are we seeing the movie before it premieres then? In essence?
Which also has, it's like the Double Dragon showing up in the Double Dragon movie. The arcade game, because kids reading Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
It's like it's a Spaceballs joke. Christopher Nolan's Demon Knight.
Itself.
To which point, as the Crypt Keeper's walking down the red carpet with two lovely ladies, at the end there's a giant guillotine.
With his producers.
Yeah, with his producers. I assume they're the real producers of the movie. Because why not?
Mm-hmm.
And Crypt Keeper makes a bad pun. I asked for final cut. And it looks like I'm going to get it.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was Demon Knight. And it was amazing. For someone who, I've only seen this recently. For someone who came in blind, what was your first impression of it?
Well, I was already a big fan of the Tales from the Crypt. I've been watching it since I was 12 or 13. Probably much younger than I should have been.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
It's the best time to watch it, man.
Well, yeah.
Best time to see scary shit.
Yeah. So I can actually be scared of it.
Yeah.
And,
that's when I saw it. I remember one of the first episodes I saw was we went on vacation. I think we were in the States somewhere, and we were in a hotel or a motel, and there was cable there. It was on HBO, and I watched it there.
Yeah, because I'd never seen it. One of the things I'd always heard of. I watched the shit out of Tales from the Crypt Keeper.
I think it was even the episode with Tom Hanks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because I think he directed an episode for sure.
He was definitely it was a great show.
Yeah.
And you said you saw the movie when you were a kid too. I only saw the movie a couple years ago.
Yeah, I saw it. A bunch of us rented it when it came out. It was 95, so I was 10.
It was supposed to come out Halloween of 94, and they pushed it to random Friday the 13th in January.
Yeah.
In 95.
Yeah, so we all rented it, and it was gonna we were having a fucking sleepover at my buddy's basement, and I remember we put it on, and it scared the shit out of me. I think I even I was so scared, and I fucking went upstairs, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're scared."
Billy Zane's gonna seduce me.
You know what?
Well, you're 10.
No, it's the best time to watch it.
That's funny you say that, because I had a very similar incident at my house when my mom rented us Leprechaun.
Okay.
When it had first come out.
You want to see it so much. You're like, yeah.
No, I didn't even hear of it.
Okay.
My mom was like, oh, well, somebody told me it was kind of funny and kitschy. And it's like a horror movie, but you're
Do
10.
you like Willow?
You're 10, so you might be ready.
Warwick Davis, come on.
Yeah. And I was not ready.
Favorite Ewok.
I was not ready.
Jennifer
I was not ready.
I had to leave. I remember leaving after the first death, where with the pogo stick, it's burned into my memory.
It traumatized you?
Oh my god, it's so vivid in there.
You never forget your early ones. It took me so long to see any kind of horrors. My parents were protective of me and shit like that. So I can't even remember the first ones I saw. I think the first horror movie I really remember seeing was maybe Savini's Night of the Living Dead,
which is really
it's fucking great.
Pretty scary.
It is, but I think I was by that point 12 because I think
okay.
I watched a lot of sci-fi,
right?
And I started seeing more and more of the sci-fi horror bleeding into it.
Yeah.
So I think because when I was a kid, I was still. It was all horror anthology shows that got you built into. I started with Are You Afraid of the Dark, Are You Afraid of the Dark, and Goosebumps when you're younger, and then you start when you're older.
Or Freaky Tales.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Ghostbusters. I was obsessed with
Yeah,
Ghostbusters.
and I think Ghostbusters, a huge fan of Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I think that's when the new Outer Limits started coming on. I started being, like, really into that, too. And I was like, and those, I was used to, like, Are We Afraid of the Dark got me used to, like, fuck you endings. Like, how, like, that introduced me, like, oh, no, there aren't no happy endings. Sometimes shit just sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Which
cool.
was, like, really got me, like, and X-Files, too. X-Files. I think X-Files is what started me into horror. Because it was just, like, really
that's a
creepy
good-
shit.
Are You Afraid of the Dark was pretty...
That's
like,
yeah.
It was pretty creepy sometimes for, like, a kid.
Yeah,
show.
the one with the comic book with, like, the villain had, like, blue fucking goo coming out of his mouth.
The
That.
Joker...
Yeah, that
one,
freaked the shit out of me as a kid.
Or the
that was creepy. And there's the one with the...
trapped in the mall.
Yeah.
The phone
video
police
game.
one got me.
Oh my god, the phone police.
Yeah.
That was so scary. You
Yeah.
prank call this number, they'll call you back.
Did you call
And
that
with
number?
Never.
the
I
one
called
with the
the
old
number.
lady...
Oh my god, you're a monster.
The old lady and, like, the young girl, like, befriends her. And then she, like, ditches her for a concert. And then she, like, concerts like, you...
Yeah.
That was... scared the shit out of me. Because, like... And I was just like, yo...
It
Old
wasn't
people
until...
scared
Yeah,
me.
fucking
Vampires
vampires
next
in the vampires in the hospital.
Next door? Or...
Oh yeah, the vampires in the hospital, they'd just be stealing blood.
Yeah, 'cause
there's
it wasn't
that.
until, like, the
There
fire
was a few
goes-
vampire episodes because
Yeah.
there was one and it was just like the kid moves in next door,
Yeah.
and it's like a vampire family.
The
or
thing
something.
in the pool.
The woman, the mother vampire, actually was my neighbor for a few years in the building that I grew up.
Yeah,
in.
because it was shot in Montreal. Cause,
Yeah.
when I get older and watch it, like, oh, fuck yeah, I know those places.
Well, yeah, everybody knows at least one person who knows somebody who was in it.
Yeah.
I know two people that like personally that were in the show.
Yeah, because it wasn't until, like, the Fire Goes episode that had a happy ending.
The fire goes.
Yeah, because at least that one had, like, a happy ending. And then later on, there was the one with the death and Gilbert Gottfried. And Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Which also,
Yes.
that one had a happy ending, too. But it was also one of the ones where, like...
Jay Baruchel was in an episode. Or two.
Yeah. Lisa Cuthbert was, like, a cast member.
Yeah.
What freaked me out was the one with, like, the toy factory on the top floor. Turns out they're
Yep.
all aliens. They had no faces.
Yeah, and the two brothers were competing, and they were making one of them slower.
Yeah.
The one with the ghost taxi.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
yeah.
Solve the riddle or die.
The hand, yeah. Fuck, that was a good. We should do
Dr. Vink.
Eventually,
with
we're
a
gonna do commentary on all the
yes.
episodes.
The leprechaun.
Oh. Fuck,
Yeah,
I
that
watched
was
Mark
filmed
Ray
in
Dark
what's it called, the greenhouse at Westmount.
Yeah, that's right.
Westmount Park.
Okay, well, we've gotten
Is
really
it-
off topic.
Is it true?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Tales of the Crypt is 90s. 90s, like I said, I shit on the movies, but, like, yeah, horror TV in the 90s was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least getting kids into shit like that.
Mm-hmm. And
It was cool. There's a lot of stuff.
yeah, there was a lot of really good episodes.
Anthology stuff.
Yeah, this is yeah.
Oh yeah, Crypt show. Crypt shows.
Yeah.
The,
And then the
90s.
cartoon of Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah,
Tales from the Crypt Keeper.
Where the basketball game against death.
Yeah.
Or the kids turn that.
And there was even a fucking game show. It was like an American Gladiator.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it was
Yeah, it was
hosted
like,
by
yeah, it
him.
was on,
and they had like obstacle
CBS,
courses
yeah.
and like
Yeah.
It was on at like 11. Like
Yeah, right before wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, the 90s.
I used to love that show. It was great. It had like a fucking cheesy like intro with him. He was on like the jumbotron screen.
Yeah, I remember it was like he had the big like cans shoot like the giant Nerf balls.
I'm sure there's like some shit on YouTube.
So, do you recommend this, Noah? Or seeing it?
Well, yeah, for sure. Like I said, I've always been into Tales from the Crypt. I even have a couple of Vault of Horror comics at home somewhere.
All right.
So these kind of like pulpy, very cheesy cliche.
It is, but it's also fun. Like,
But it is fun. It's not taking itself too seriously.
No.
Interestingly enough, like this, Mad came out of
Yeah, no, it was
that.
like pulpy
It
magazine.
was
Yeah,
like, you know, it was just like instead of horror stories, it was comedy stories, but it was kind of like mocking that at first. It was the same publisher, Gaines. You know,
too bad we never saw the
EC
great
Comics.
crossover team up of the Crypt Keeper and Alfred
Newman.
Yeah,
What, me worry?
that'd have been great.
So yeah, I definitely recommend this movie, guys. What about you?
For
sure, yeah.
Zane's performance alone is great.
Price of admission.
He's tied with fucking Fichtner from Drive Angry
Yeah,
as my favorite demon in film.
no, it's I mean, It has aged a bit, but not
It has,
terribly.
but it's not so bad. Like, even the practical, it's not that much. CG age is the worst. There's not that much CG
Yeah,
in
there's
it.
not.
The practical effects are great,
Yeah.
and like it's silly, but it's like it.
Well, it's just like a
It's
bit of a
fun.
higher budget version episode.
Of an
It's
episode,
shot
yeah.
like an episode
It
2. A
certainly
lot
is.
of like the cameras, you know,
And it
so-
ends with the closing credits.
The
and-
it has the intro. The whole the movie
Yeah, it
begins
does feel like
the
a very
show,
special
yeah.
episode of the like in later seasons when they got weird, and like when they went to England and it was,
Yeah.
like, they had the animated episode with like 3 little pigs.
That was weird.
I don't think I ever saw that.
It's weird. It's like, was it Drunky and Smokey and
Something. It was
Dudley?
like the Vices or
Yeah.
something.
But no, highly recommend.
And, okay, so is this movie good, bad, or ugly?
I'd say it's ugly.
It's definitely ugly.
Yeah, ugly.
I wouldn't call it good or bad, though, because
No.
it wasn't... It didn't meet those, like, bad movie qualifications. It's so bad. It's
Yeah, it
good.
is kind of bad, but it's not terrible. Like, you know, but it's still good and enjoyable. You know, there's a few parts that it like lags a bit, but I mean, it's only an hour and a half.
Yeah,
it's
so you
not
can't
like,
call it bad because it doesn't take itself seriously enough to be like insulting.
Yeah.
Or anything like that, and it's like I said, so much fun being had.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It is like a weird carnival ride, like one of those like scared, like you're on the track going through
Yeah,
Funhouse.
it
ride.
never takes itself too seriously. Just like the show, it's just like
Okay, so that... unless anyone has anything else they want to say about this...
Nope.
Okay, well, that was another episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Thanks a lot for joining us, guys.
Cheers.
till next time. Bye.